Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Renuka and with me is R.S. Raghu, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. India crosses 1 billion COVID vaccine dose landmark, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says history is scripted. India President, Vice President, Home, Defence and other ministers laud the valuable contribution of doctors, health and frontline workers for the achievement. WHO congratulates India for achieving 1 billion vaccination mark. Pakistan to remain in grey list of Global Financial Watchdog FATF. India and European Union acknowledges to work for successful outcome of COP26 to enable full and effective implementation of UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement. In Nepal, 99 people killed in flood and landslide-related incidents. And in men's T20 Cricket World Cup, Bangladesh beat Papua New Guinea by 84 runs in a Group B qualifier match in Oman. As India has created history by vaccinating 1 billion people against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. India has scripted history on Thursday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, as the cumulative COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country surpassed the 1 billion mark. The Prime Minister called the vaccination milestone a triumph of Indian science, enterprise and collective spirit for 1 billion, 3 billion Indians. As per the latest report, the Health Ministry said that over 1 billion and 5 billion vaccine doses have been administered in India. India's build-up to achieve this historic feat has been monumental and momentous. This is being considered the biggest contribution to the fight against the virus and even bigger tribute to all the frontline workers who work 24/7 to ensure a smooth and safe process. President Ramnath Kovind has congratulated people of the country on achieving the 100 crore vaccine target. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, India created history today. He said together, all the countrymen crossed the target of 100 crore vaccinations. The President said India has presented a new example of self-reliance on the world stage. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has congratulated Team India on the stupendous achievement of administering 1 billion doses. He appreciated all the frontline healthcare workers, scientists, vaccine manufacturers, the central and state governments for their dedication and hard work in achieving this landmark feat. More in this report.
Under the world's largest vaccination drive, India touched the billion vaccination mark. It is worth recalling that close to 300 million people are fully vaccinated in the country. The double vaccination coverage is more than the entire population of Indonesia, Pakistan or Brazil, the most populous countries in the world after China, India and the United States. In fact, it is close to the entire population of the United States as well. The nationwide vaccination drive against COVID-19 began on the 16th of January this year. Healthcare workers were inoculated in the first phase. It was followed by the vaccination of frontline workers from the 2nd of February onwards. Citizens over 60 years of age and those with comorbidities were enlisted for COVID-19 vaccination from the 1st of March. In the next phase, India launched vaccination for all people over 45 years of age from the 1st of April. The government then decided to expand its vaccination drive by allowing everyone above 18 to be vaccinated from 1st of May. And on Thursday, the historic milestone of 1 billion vaccination has been achieved. Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah has congratulated the nation for vaccinating over 100 crore people with COVID-19 vaccine under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Mr. Shah described it as a historic and proud moment. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that India has achieved a great success in the ongoing fight against COVID-19.
100 करोड़ वैक्सीनेशन डोज भारत जैसे देश में जनता को लगा पाना एक रिमार्केबल अचीवमेंट है। पर हमें यहाँ रुकना नहीं है। जब तक देश के हर एक व्यक्ति को वैक्सीन के दोनों डोज नहीं लग जाते, न तो हम रुकेंगे न थकेंगे।
Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya has also congratulated the countrymen on the achievement of administering 100 crore doses of COVID vaccines. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur saluted the unparalleled contribution of India's efficient leadership, scientists and the dedication of health workers.
Congratulations India on administering over 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses in such a short time span. And thank you Prime Minister Modi ji for the firm, clear and timely direction and for leading the world's largest vaccination drive. The nation stands together recognizing the great efforts of our health workers and frontline workers, scientists, researchers, vaccinators, and above all, the people of the country who have come forward and displayed confidence in the country's vaccination drive.
BJP President JP Nadda said India has achieved 1 billion COVID-19 vaccinations in less than 10 months. He said this shows the government's commitment towards safety of every person in the country. National Health Authority Chief Executive Officer and Co-Win Platform Chief Dr. R.S. Sharma said that the Co-Win has played a crucial role in achieving the 1 billion vaccinations by making the whole process systematic and smooth.
Today is a great day for our country and we have achieved this milestone of 1 billion vaccinations. And the real credit for this must go to our health workers, vaccinators, doctors and all our administrators working in the field who have toiled for 9 months to really achieve this whole target. And I think this will prove to be one of the best antidotes against COVID, this vaccination program. As our Prime Minister had said, this is the real kavach against Corona. So I think that's a great day for us.
Desk report for World News, All India Radio.
Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has congratulated India for achieving the 1 billion vaccination mark. In a tweet, he congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi, scientists, health workers and people of India for efforts to protect the vulnerable populations from COVID-19 and achieve vaccine equity targets. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has thanked world leaders for their wishes on India crossing 100 crore vaccination. In reply to a tweet by Prime Minister of Bhutan, Mr. Modi thanked Dr. Lotay Tshering for kind words on historic occasion. He said India deeply cherished friendship with Bhutan. The Prime Minister said India remains committed in fight against COVID-19 together with the region and the world. In reply to a tweet by President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Modi said recent initiatives such as inaugural international flight to Kushinagar from Sri Lanka and our respective vaccination drives will further strengthen our diverse relationship and enhance interaction between our brotherly people. In reply to a tweet by President of Maldives, Prime Minister Modi said that he is pleased to see the progress of the vaccination drive in the Maldives. In reply to a tweet by Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Modi appreciated warm words of Naftali Bennett. He also said this milestone has been made possible by India's scientists, health workers and innovators who are also, along with their Israeli counterparts, building the foundations of our knowledge-based strategic partnership. In his response to President of Malawi, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, the Prime Minister said that vaccine accessibility is a key to fighting the pandemic.
In today's hotspot section, India's journey towards 100 crore
the 100 crore milestone today. According to government's Co-Win website,
Over 71 crore people have been administered the first dose of COVID vaccine, while 29 crore have received the full doses. The top 5 states which have administered the highest number of doses are Uttar Pradesh, followed by Maharashtra, West Bengal, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, congratulated the country's healthcare workers for helping the country achieve the feat. The milestone is a triumph of Indian science, enterprise and collective spirit of 130 crore Indians, he said.
भारत ने अब से कुछ दूर पहले ही 100 करोड़ वैक्सीन डोज का आंकड़ा पार कर लिया है.
This day of October 21st, 2021 has been recorded in history. India has crossed the 100 crore vaccine doses mark some time back to combat the biggest pandemic of 100 years. The country now has a strong protective shield of 100 crore vaccine doses. This achievement belongs to India, every citizen of India.
सभी का खुले मन से, हृदय से बहुत-बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं.
Hailing the milestone, Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, Shri Kiran Rijiju said,
Congratulations India on administering over 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses in such a short span of time. Thank you Prime Minister for the firm, clear and timely direction and for leading the world's largest vaccination drive. The nation stands together today, recognizing the great efforts of all our health workers, the frontline workers, scientists, researchers, vaccinators, and above all, the people of the country who have come forward and displayed confidence in the country's vaccination drive. Jai Hind.
External Affairs Minister Shri S. Jaishankar extended his greeting to people and lauded the hard work and dedication of doctors and health workers.
Today, India has reached the milestone of 100 crores of vaccinations. This is obviously central to our economic recovery and to our public health. And the fact that we have been able to undertake such a massive exercise in such a short time is due to the vision and even more the motivation provided by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. From the external affairs perspective, what this means is that Indians will have a much easier and freer access to the global workplace. It would also mean that more people from abroad would come to India, adding to our tourism flow, reviving our services and contributing to our economy. So this milestone is indeed a great achievement, and collectively as a nation, we should be proud of what we have achieved.
The countrywide vaccination drive was rolled out on January 16th, with healthcare workers getting inoculated in the first phase. The vaccination of frontline workers started from February 2nd. The second phase of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from March 1st for people over 60 years of age and those aged 45 and above with specified comorbidities. The country launched vaccination for all people aged over 45 years from April 1st. The government from May 1st decided to expand its vaccination drive by allowing all above 18 to be vaccinated. In India, 3 vaccines have been in emergency use, namely Covishield, Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine manufactured by Serum Institute of India, Covaxin, manufactured by Bharat Biotech Limited, and Sputnik V, developed by Gamaleya Research Institute, Russia. The vaccination exercise was based on people's participation, Jan Bhagidari, driven by technology to ensure smooth and orderly implementation. The digital platform provided real-time information of vaccine stocks and individualized tracking of beneficiaries of the COVID-19 vaccine. The digital platform helped beneficiaries to pre-register for slots. It helped the program managers to verify the beneficiaries and for generating a digital certificate upon successful completion of the vaccination. As the vaccinators and booth administrators comprise a crucial pillar of the vaccination exercise, the training process was detailed and precise. The Health Ministry said 2,360 participants were trained during national level training for trainers, which comprised state immunization officers, cold chain officers, IEC officials, developmental partners, etc. Also more than 61,000 program managers, 2 lakh vaccinators, and 3.7 lakh other vaccination team members were trained as part of training at states, districts and block levels as per ministry data. Along with the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines, a communication strategy was developed to disseminate timely, accurate and transparent information about the vaccine. The strategy served to guide national, state and district level communication activities so that the information on the COVID-19 vaccines and vaccination process reached all people across all states in the country to alleviate apprehensions about the vaccine, ensure its acceptance and encourage uptake. Highlighting the immensity of India's COVID vaccination drive, Dr. Randeep Guleria, Director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, allayed concerns regarding the safety and efficacy of COVID vaccines.
India runs one of the largest immunization programs in the world. We cater to the vaccine needs of more than 26 million newborns and 29 million pregnant women, and this is a huge number. The program mechanism are being strengthened and geared up to effectively cater for the country's large and diverse population. The safety and efficacy data from clinical trials of vaccine candidates are examined thoroughly by the drug regulator of our country before granting license for the same. Hence, all the COVID-19 vaccines that receive license will have comparable safety and efficacy.
Objectives of the COVID-19 vaccine communication strategy were to ensure that all eligible groups received the vaccine with confidence. All people got correct information and were not influenced by disinformation, myths or misconceptions. Hesitancy of the public was addressed in the COVID-19 vaccination process, generating awareness and understanding of the phased approach of prioritizing target groups, addressed low-risk perceptions of the infection amongst people to build an enabling environment to adopt and maintain COVID-appropriate behaviors to reduce any risk of infection. Civil society organizations, professional bodies including hesitant groups, medical fraternity, social influencers and youth platforms and networks too became a part of the campaign. Elected representatives like MPs, MLAs, including Panchayat representatives came forward as influencers. National media including traditional and digital media, which disseminated correct and factual information by proactively addressing any disinformation or incorrect messaging, did wonders in bringing about a change in the minds of the people. People's participation is what made this mission a grand success. We share vaccination photos of anyone in your family, including yourself, along with a tagline, and get rewarded, was an initiative hosted by MyGov from March 2021. With the start of the vaccination program, millions of eligible citizens came forward and registered themselves to be a part of the world's largest vaccination drive. The administration of 1 billion vaccine doses, given the unknown and unpredictable nature of the coronavirus, the scale and intensity of the pandemic, and the challenges surrounding manufacturing, distribution and delivery, represents a significant effort on the part of the government. Congratulating the people and healthcare workers, Dr. V.K. Paul, Member Health of Niti Aayog, said, "It's remarkable to reach 100 crore, 1 billion doses mark for any nation, an achievement in just over 9 months since the vaccination program started in India."
This is truly a remarkable milestone for any nation, moving from a disease which was totally unknown way back in January to reach a stage where India has now delivered 1 billion or 100 crore doses to its people using the vaccines made in India. That's even more remarkable achievement to speak today. And it is truly to the credit of all India that this level of coverage for COVID-19 vaccination has been possible. So today is the day on which every citizen of our nation should feel very, very proud.
To mark the completion of the administering of 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses, the largest Khadi tricolor in the country, weighing around 1,400 kg, is being displayed at the Red Fort today. While the vaccine was an important part of COVID-19 protection, it is important to follow COVID-appropriate behaviors. That is, frequent and thorough hand washing using soap and water, wearing a mask, and physical distance of 6 feet for personal safety and prevention of community transmission. Dr. Randeep Guleria, Director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, emphasizes on the need of COVID-appropriate behaviors.
So the virus will continue to mutate and with mutation new variants will continue to develop, and that is inherent to the virus. But to protect ourselves from any of the mutation or any of the variants, we need to have COVID appropriate behavior, because if we are able to maintain physical distancing, wear our masks, wash our hands, avoid crowds which can be super spreading events, then we will be able to prevent the spread of the virus no matter what be the variant. Therefore, if we want to protect ourselves from any variant, COVID appropriate behavior and preventing crowd is the most important thing for us to do.
The fight against COVID-19 goes on. Let's contribute our bit in making the march
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. New York Times says India's vaccine campaign hits 1 billion doses, turning an overwhelming tide. It adds that more than 70% of the adult population have received at least one dose of a vaccine. The Guardian regards India administering its 1 billionth COVID-19 vaccine dose as a key milestone. Financial Times notes that India administered its billionth COVID vaccine on Thursday. The Washington Post reports India celebrates 1 billion vaccine doses, hopes to speed second shots. Wall Street Journal says Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 booster shot was 95.6% effective in large trial, companies say. Sputnik News reports that Moscow mayor sets non-working days from 28 October to 7 November due to COVID-19. The United States has donated its 200 millionth COVID-19 shot to help vaccinate the rest of the world. According to the White House statement, the Biden administration aims to lead a global vaccination campaign even as it rolls out boosters for domestic use. The donated doses include more than 120 million in surplus from the U.S. stockpile of shots, as well as the initial deliveries of the 1 billion doses. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Global Financial Watchdog Financial Action Task Force FATF has retained Pakistan on its grey list. This decision was announced on Thursday at the conclusion of the FATF three-day plenary to discuss key issues in the fight against money laundering and terrorist financing, said FATF President Dr. Marcus Player, said that Pakistan remains under increased monitoring or grey list. He said that the Pakistan government has 2 concurrent action plans with a total of 34 action plan items. It has now addressed or largely addressed 30 of them items. Pakistan has been on the Paris-based FATF grey list for deficiencies in its counter-terror financing and anti-money laundering regimes since June 2018. In June this year, the country was given 3 months to fulfill the remaining conditions by October. Pakistan was retained on the FATF grey list for failing to effectively implement the global FATF standards and over its lack of progress on investigation and prosecution of senior leaders and commanders of UN-designated terror groups. Indian Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav held a bilateral meeting with Executive Vice President European Green Deal of European Union Frans Timmermans in New Delhi on Thursday. Mr. Yadav stressed on the urgency of strong climate actions and underlined the need for initiating the process of setting the long-term climate finance for post-2020 and the fulfillment of the goal of $100 billion committed by developed countries. On the upcoming COP26, Mr. Yadav stated that in the COP26, all important pending issues like Article 6, Common Time Frame, Enhanced Transparency Framework should be resolved mutually taking into account national priorities and circumstances. Both sides acknowledged that India and EU should work together to achieve a successful outcome of COP26 to enable full and effective implementation of the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement.
UK Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs Ms. Elizabeth Truss will arrive in New Delhi on Friday on a 3-day visit to India. During her stay in New Delhi, she will hold talks with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on bilateral, regional and international issues of mutual interest. Floods and landslides triggered by days of torrential rains have killed at least 99 people in Nepal since Monday, officials said. Police in Nepal said rescuers were looking for at least 40 people who have been reported as missing, sparking fears that the death toll could rise. Police spokesperson Basanta Bahadur Kumar said a majority of the deaths occurred in the country's eastern and western regions, which saw heavy rains this week. At least 35 injured in the rains have been rescued and are in the hospital. On Thursday, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba visited the flood-affected areas in the western region and directed authorities to focus on the speedy rescue, relief and rehabilitation of those vulnerable.
In the men's T20 Cricket World Cup, Bangladesh defeated Papua New Guinea by 84 runs in a Group B qualifier match at Al Emirat Stadium in Oman this evening. Chasing the target of 182 runs set by Bangladesh, Papua New Guinea were all out for 97 runs in 19.3 overs. The top 4 teams from the qualifiers will join India, West Indies, Australia, South Africa, Afghanistan, Pakistan, England and New Zealand for Super 12 stage, which will begin from 23rd of this month. All India Radio will broadcast ball-by-ball commentary of the World Cup from 23rd of this month. A quick look at the headlines once again. India crosses 1 billion COVID vaccine dose landmark. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says history is scripted. India's President, Vice President, Home, Defence and other ministers laud the valuable contribution of doctors, health and frontline workers for the achievement. WHO congratulates India for achieving 1 billion vaccination mark. Pakistan to remain in grey list of global financial watchdog FATF. India and European Union acknowledged to work for successful outcome of COP26 to enable full and effective implementation of UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement. In Nepal, 99 people killed in flood and landslide related incidents. And in men's T20 Cricket World Cup, Bangladesh beat Papua New Guinea by 84 runs in a Group B qualifier match in Oman. India is celebrating the 152nd birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to his favorite bhajan, Vaishnavajan by artists from Maldives.
Vaishnavajan to tene chahiye je peel par aaye दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाने रे वैष्णव जन को
And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.